So South Korea has extended a token of appreciation to Johnny Somali for all the good that he's done for them. And by good, I mean being the absolute red-headed stepchild of punching bags. I'd wager that Taylor Swift's pussy has been less beaten up and abused by so many different men. Lizzo's thighs have seen less of each other than Somali has seen right and left hooks coming from seemingly nowhere. And it seems that South Korea is so appreciative and thankful for Johnny's continued service, they've given him an extended stay, no visa necessary, completely free of charge. He only has to stay confined to a small cell that opens for easy access ass whoopings periodically throughout the day. But if you don't know who Johnny Somali is, or the terrible things that he's known for, just stick around as I give you a brief history, and we can wrap this up by making fun of him some more. But before we get into it, I have a Patreon if you want to help support me. It starts as little as $1, but don't feel pressured. I'd be just as happy if you'd like the video, share it with a friend, and just let me know what you thought about it down below. Ramzi Khalid Ismail was born September 26, 2000, the first of two tragedies to happen within the span of a year. Born and raised in Arizona to a Somali father and Ethiopian mother, although this could be false as Johnny's been known to make conflicting statements about his life, like when he claimed to be a former child soldier or pirate, which adds to the comedy when you picture a dinghy full of Johnnies live streaming their antics on the high seas before being beaten up, robbed of the supplies they started with, and being capsized before having to swim back to shore and do it all over again. Johnny also claims to be from Scottsdale, Arizona, which sounds much more fitting, and I'll remind you that that is a landlocked state and to my knowledge has no independent armies or rebellions. It's in Scottsdale. Apart from his history that most would agree he tends to fabricate, he's only known as an IRL or in real life streamer in which he travels to various countries and pisses off the locals with racist, offensive, illegal, and or disruptive actions or behaviors before being arrested, beaten up, kicked out, fleeing, or in a more recent case, being detained to that specific country until all of his legal matters have been resolved, in which he will indefinitely be facing prison time before being deported and giving an entry ban. Now, just to give a very brief summary, he's done this in several countries, including Thailand.
We are looking at how to pronounce the name of this country, formerly known as Siam, a country in Southeast Asia located at the center of the Indo-Chinese Peninsula. How do you go about pronouncing it? Thailand. Thailand. Pretty straightforward once you know.
Israel and Indonesia, as well as his two other notorious visits to Japan and South Korea, which is where the meat of his controversy is, and it's what I'm going to focus on because, well, a lot of his other antics have been covered to death by much more prolific creators than myself. In Japan, Somali would use Japanese racial slurs in public to or around locals. He would joke or make comments about the bombing of Nagasaki or Hiroshima, as well as threatening to bomb them again.
Hiroshima Nagasaki was a good thing, and you never attack Korea. Korea number one. Korea number one. Hiroshima Nagasaki never attack America again.
He went to the Tokyo Disney Resort to play loud music that would use the lyrics "Atomic Bomb."
Atomic bomb.
Oh my God.
Atomic bomb.
He also went to a construction site in Osaka and began screaming and chanting Fukushima.
Bro, he's getting activated, dog. Check.
Hey, oh, Fukushima, Fukushima. Whoa. Fukushima. Hey, Fukushima, Fukushima. Hey, Fukushima, Fukushima.
And in case you aren't familiar, this is in reference to a nuclear incident in which resulted in 1 death, 24 injuries, and the displacement of over 164,000 residents, in which at least 51 died as a result. Now, doesn't he sound like such a lovely guy? He was arrested on multiple occasions in Japan and facing legal ramifications. He would apologize profusely for his actions as harmless fun from a different cultural perspective. He's just a stupid fucking tourist, right? Well, afterwards, he would flee and move on to Israel, where he would travel to the Western Wall in Jerusalem and put up pictures of Harvey Weinstein, Aiden Ross, and Jeffrey Epstein.
But the problem really started when he took out photos of Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, and Aiden Ross. Well, he started putting up these photos on the Western Wall and claimed that Weinstein is his ideal.
I'm the most demonic that ever turned a camera on. I'm the most evil person that ever used the internet. I'm the most evil person to ever use a camera. I'm a sexual deviant. I am a criminal. What I don't do off camera, you will never see. I'm like Epstein.
My name's Edward.
Norms might call you a I don't give a I'm young Epstein, I'm young P. Diddy.
I don't know what's worse, Ross being lumped in with Weinstein and Epstein, or the other way around. This is also where he got notoriously arrested and detained for sexually harassing a female officer. Do we have a clip of that?
Oh, you a bad. I swear to God. You a bad. I'll take you to dinner. I swear to God. I'll change your life. I'll change your life, baby. I'm in the sidewalk.
Incredible. Doesn't that make you want to donate to his live streams? Speaking of live streams, he has social media accounts on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Party, a less well-known streaming platform, even more degenerate than Kick somehow. And he's been removed, banned, and permabanned from all of them in one way or another. Sometimes multiple times, even somehow going as far as getting a 24-hour ban from Party, which has looser morals than Lily Phillips or her low-hanging beef curtains. If you can believe it. After his detainment, he would go live less than 20 minutes later to claim that he witnessed a mass shooting, that his actions can be excused because he's an American tourist, and as I've mentioned that once before, I want you to keep that in mind for the end of the video. It wouldn't be long after that he would travel to Seoul, South Korea and continue his shenanigans there. From kissing, groping, and grinding on multiple comfort women statues to commemorate women forced into sexual service for Japanese soldiers during World War II,
heard him say we can do it. American YouTuber Johnny Somali rubs oil on his body and dances lewdly in front of Sonia Sang, otherwise known as Statue of Peace.
to blasting various noises and music in public, including North Korean music and speeches from Kim Jong-un.
I'm tight. Bro, I'm tight. He attacking me. Why? My fault of me. Not me. I'm white. Don't.
He's referred to South Korea as a U.S. vassal state, essentially calling them inferior to the United States, as well as creating a deep fake of himself making out with a Korean streamer, because even when Johnny wants to be a passport bro, he has to resort to artificially created relationships, and even those are so heinous, they're deemed illegal and irreprehensible.
However, some viewers raised questions that the clips look unnatural and speculated that it was created using deepfake AI. Such suspicions seem to have been justified when the original video of the female streamer had no kissing scenes.
To harassing stores, restaurants, and their employees by purposely breaking shit, throwing shit, berating, or threatening them. Editor, please roll some more clips to break up the monotony of my fucking ramblings.
Sorry, I'm black. I'm not gonna drink nothing.
Say you should never have kissed. Your father was right. Your father was right.
I didn't even drink here. Are you dumb? Why are you touching me, you stupid ass, bald ass bitch?
Now, I've waited to mention the numerous times he's had his ass beaten on his own live streams. Even if you're new to Johnny Somali, hopefully I've conveyed an irritating enough story that even the more non-violent, turn-the-other-cheek, forgiving and decent viewers watching might be hoping to see him get bicycle kicked into a wood chipper. And don't you fret, because the story has a happy ending.
Shut up! Shut up! What's up?
I wanna swing high, swing low. 소소한 내 사랑은 yesterday. 떠나버린 건 어디로 어디로 흘러가는 건데. Swing low. 소소한 내 사랑은 yesterday. 떠나버린 건 어디로 흘러가는 건데. I wanna swing high, swing low. I wanna swing high, swing low. 소소한 내 사랑은 yesterday.
All you have to say
Don't
is,
grab nothing. Oh!
he needs some milk.
It really is something when critics, content creators, especially passive ones, are all tuning in to watch Johnny get jumped the second he leaves his hotel because he's such a nuisance that locals put an APB on Johnny's location at any given time, so the second he steps foot in a public domain, they can start laying hands on him and clapping cheeks. He has not only caused a public uproar to his antics, but he's gone as far to challenge that uproar by boasting about clapping back on his live streams. I believe on numerous occasions he's puffed his chest out and dared anyone brave enough to challenge him and his squad, only for his squad to catch hands as well, abandon Johnny, leaving him to flee for his safety, and even then getting caught and having his shit rocked so hard that you can tell his equilibrium is all fucked and he can barely remember where he is, let alone how he got there.
I was swing on that right now. I was waiting for him to swing on Johnny. I was waiting, bro. I was waiting for him to
We're ready,
do it.
Reddit, Twitter, come. Grab nothing.
Since his time in South Korea, he has been arrested numerous times and is facing numerous charges, one of which, the AI deepfakes, will be landing him in a guaranteed prison sentence on top of the other charges he's pleaded guilty to. So he definitely will be facing prison time, but for how long is still up in the air. As his last court appearance on March the 7th, he would arrive over an hour late, wearing a MAGA hat and seemingly hungover from the night prior, and he pleaded guilty to 1 obstruction of business and 2 minor crime act violations, with his next court hearing next Wednesday on the 9th. Now, he's since apologized for his behavior, especially with the comfort statues, stating that he didn't understand what strong meaning and value they held.
I want to apologize to the Korean people. I was not aware of the significance of the statue. You know what I mean? It was just entertainment for my audience.
The YouTuber said he did not know much about the meaning behind the Statue of Peace, which symbolizes the victims of Japan's wartime sexual slavery known as the Comfort Woman, and that he did not know how painful that part of the past is for Koreans.
Despite also admitting in a separate apology that he knew full well what it meant to them, and he did it anyways, even knowing how wrong it was.
I kind of did know a little bit that it was going to be a hot topic.
His apologies shouldn't be seen as any form of remorse, as anyone following him will tell you. Not only is he a scummy person that shouldn't be so easily forgiven, but it's also the fact that he's done this before, in Japan. Apologizing for his actions before later recanting those statements, saying he isn't actually sorry, and even admitting that he will fake apologize to get out of trouble because he's, quote, a sociopath.
Why are you being racist to other people in other countries? For money. For clout. I've said it many times. I don't give a fuck. I have no morals. I'm a fucking sociopath. I don't give a
If you haven't noticed by now, Johnny follows a similar pattern to other shitty creators like Jack Doherty or Neon, where the creator in question's a dorky little runt that would otherwise get clapped just because of how unthreatening and almost silly they look when they try to act intimidating. It's a trend where people enjoy hate watching someone in hopes to see them finally get hurt. And Somali's the internet's participation prize for putting up with or following people like these, or even giving them any notoriety. Not only have we seen him get attacked on multiple occasions from various people of all different nationalities, but he's also getting dick slapped by the legal system and facing some real long-term punishment for what he deserves. Unfortunately, or possibly fortunately, depending on how you look at things, wink, the South Korean government won't lock him up while he's forced to remain in the country, and either due to an incessant need for attention, hopes for financial support, or a link to the outside world, he continues to live stream and add to his ever-growing charges against him. People seem to be donating en masse either to see Johnny get roundhouse kicked in the face some more, or in hopes of racking up more of his sentencing, or both. Unfortunately for him, he's having some financial troubles at the moment collecting any more money off of Party, and was recently on Ice Poseidon's live stream begging to get back on Kick, as it seems he's completely run out of money. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do any updates. I'm sure you guys would rather watch bigger creators cover drama like this, and depending on how far this video goes, I might take a week off of talking about dipshits on the internet to cover some things that I'm super passionate about. So join me next week if you care to talk about childhood joys and traumas. Thank you to my patrons on screen. Remember, you can join to help support me for as little as $1, or you can just like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Shout out to my editor. His links will be in the description, but until next time, be well.